I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right. You'll see how you should be living life. But when you do, it's not that hard, really, but I wanna give it up. I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right.
What's up, BC? I'm Giovanni, and this is the podcast for Boston. 10th edition of this sort of part of the series. We have rowing in the building. Lauren Schramm and Captain Jennie Sherwood. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
This is, I mean, you guys probably have, of the many sports we've had here, I think the most grueling, the toughest, the most demanding. And you said up at 7 a.m. this morning. That's like the norm, right?
Well, this morning was even earlier.
It was 6:15
We had a
wake up.
6:15 wake up, 6:40 start.
I heard about
Yeah.
the testing and that it went
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
For some of us.
No, it was a good day.
Yeah.
We had a lot of PRs,
Yeah.
and some records were set, so it was a good morning. For
One
sure.
thing I was thinking about, like in this weather scene, right, in New England, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like rowing is, when it's not in California, obviously more people are in the Northeast. Is it too cold to row?
Right now,
Yeah.
yeah. The Charles is completely frozen over right
Right.
now. But we usually get out there on like March if it's warm enough and it's like still like 30 degrees outside, but it's unfrozen, so we can row. But it's freezing.
It's cold. Well, especially this year. And even last year, I remember, so sometimes we're able to get out on the water before spring break. So for spring break, we go to Clemson for our training trip. And some years we're able to get out in February if it's ever like 40, 50 degrees and the
Yeah.
river is thawed. Last year we were not able to do that, and it's not looking too good this year either. So.
Well, I know you guys are both East Coast people, but this is the most snow I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
And it
Yeah.
snowed today. It snowed this morning.
Yeah.
As
This
if
morning,
we needed
yeah.
more, right?
Right.
We talked with baseball and softball about this same thing. Obviously, being in this region, such a beautiful school we're at, right? And but the weather does present some challenges. You guys seem to have a pretty fun season on deck. Trip to Clemson. I heard a trip to England coming
Yeah,
up
this
Oh
summer.
my gosh, yeah.
A little bit more excitement this year than in years past, maybe.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. We're doing Women's Henley and the Royal Henley,
Wow.
so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, so that the Royal Henley, that takes place in June and sort of the beginning of July for both races. And I think this is the first time BC is going in like 13 years or something.
Wow.
So we haven't gone in a while, but we got 2 boats in the Henley, and so we're excited about that. So now we're going through the process of like who's willing to go, who wants to go through the selection process. And then that'll consist of us like training for a week or two after school gets out and after graduation even, and then heading off to England.
That's
So
a
it's
swan
exciting.
song, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to be in the selection process, how does that work? How do you try to get on that boat?
Yeah, so we had a Google form was sent out last week just for like general interest in Henley. And so girls filled that out if they were able to go. Because I know one concern was just girls having internships and internships starting, especially for graduating seniors. And if that was going to conflict with going to Henley. So our coaches just wanted to send out like a general interest form. But it looks like a lot of people are like willing to do it. It is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I was going to say, it feels like it'd be like a pretty popular event. Like
Yeah.
something that would be in demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so the form went out. Girls filled that out. We also need to get fitted for blazers for Henley. So there's like you haven't been to Henley, have you?
I haven't. I went to watch, but
Okay.
I've never raced there before.
I'm going to sound stupid, but this is the one in the movie, right? The Social Network, when Armie Hammer and his twin
Yes.
brother are
Is it?
rowing in that race.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it is.
Very prestigious, very royal.
Yes.
Yes. With all the suits and the ties
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
that's
blazers,
it.
right?
Yeah, so you have to
that
wear a
is-
blazer. You have to wear like a dress below your knees. You get
Yes.
fitted for all this wardrobe stuff.
Yeah, and there's like different like enclosures they're called,
Oh.
and so like you can do like different enclosures. You can go watch. It's super fun, and like how many people compete there? It's like
I was
people
going to
around
say,
the world.
the competition has to
Yeah.
be through the
Well,
roof.
it's
Yeah.
like Head of the Charles, right?
Yeah.
But
More fancy.
more fancy, right?
I wonder,
So-
does an event like Head of the Charles either make you want to do something like that over in England and maybe prepare you better for the competition you're going to face?
I guess.
Yeah.
Like Head of the Charles is like a head race, so it's a little bit different. I'm not sure if you.
It's a different type of race.
It's a different type of race. So Head of the Charles, it's like 4.5 thousand meters, I think.
like 4,500
4,500 meters, yes. And so that's
really
more of
long.
like you sit in one place on a bridge and you watch us come by for like 30 seconds, and then we're gone.
Yeah.
And then for like Henley, it's a sprint. So we're head to head. It's a dual race. So you can watch the entire race straight through. It's 2,000 meters. So it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more raw. So it definitely does prepare us, but there's more people at Henley than head of the Charles.
And just facing the best competition around the world, right? Just the opportunity to even say you did that, right? And just it's surreal. Getting into a bit more about you guys and being here at BC. I know when I got here, I had a moment, like an aha moment when you walk on this campus and you maybe see Gaston or something. You're like, wow, this place is awesome. Did you guys have a moment like that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I guess for me, my college search process and recruiting process was a lot during COVID, and I'm sure for you too, just being a year behind me. So I wasn't able to actually go and visit a lot of schools, but I knew I kind of wanted to stay in the Northeast, stay on the East Coast. I was looking at Clemson, Duke, a little bit too, Syracuse, which is even colder.
Yes.
But it didn't consist of a lot of visiting schools, but BC was one of the schools where I was actually able to come and walk around with my parents, meet up with a couple of our coaches, walk around just according to NCAA recruiting standards. And I just remember coming here for the first time and being like, wow.
Blown away, right?
It's beautiful. Also just having a campus, which I obviously wanted, but still being close to the city of Boston.
Unlike another school in Boston that does not have one.
Right.
Monday can't come soon enough, right?
No.
Oh no, I know, that's exciting too.
That is really exciting.
But yeah, it was just the best of a lot of worlds for me. And then I was gonna say also rowing on the Charles River is amazing. And I remember coming and competing on the Charles in high school. And obviously Schramm was doing that too, and just being wow, this is such a beautiful place to row, and now getting to do that every day. You start to take it for granted and you forget actually where you're rowing and how beautiful and cool it is. So we always have to remind ourselves every once in a while about that.
Yeah, and that just to row on that river, it seems like it's just a big draw, right? You guys are both from what seems to be a rowing hotbed in Connecticut.
Yes, we are.
In terms of the level of competition, do you feel that adequately prepares you for the college level?
100%, especially from the club that I'm from. We compete with Greenwich, CBC. We're literally all on the same river, but just in different areas. And it's the same thing as here. We see BU, we see Northeastern, we see Harvard, we see MIT every single day. So it's it's great. We get to see our competition every single day, and then we're rowing on the same water as them.
Right.
Yep.
And was there a moment for you, Lauren, where it was BC?
Yeah. As soon as I stepped on this campus, I can see myself here as an athlete, but also as a student, which is really important for me. I visited UVA, I visited Duke, and I love those campuses, but I couldn't see my life outside of being an athlete. And then here at BC, I could see myself being a student and an athlete and having that balance, which I really loved. And the campus I just fell in love with.
You mentioned BC having the best of both worlds, right? You've got great athletics, you've got the obviously academics, top 30 school in the country, and just the prestige, right, is the word that gets thrown around a lot with this network of alumni. What were some of those things about being a student, about just the life here, being a BC Eagle that stood out to you?
I think for me, just being an athlete and through athletics, there's a lot of encouragement for student athletes to get involved outside of your sport and to join clubs. There's so many clubs here. There's so many things to do outside of rowing, outside of being an athlete. And they really encourage that in athletics, which I always try to tell the freshmen or new girls on the team, make friends outside of rowing. Obviously we have a team of 50, 60 girls, which is a great group and a lot of girls.
Maybe the biggest team on campus.
It's a big team.
It's us in football, but
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of girls on our team, which is great, and obviously we all have each other's backs, but it's also, I think, really important to meet people outside of your sport too, because there's so many amazing people here at BC. And so I tried to get involved in campus ministry a lot, getting involved in our student admissions program. This past summer, I was here staying at BC, giving tours and panels and working for admissions over the summer. Yeah. So I was talking all about the best of both worlds.
Right, involved in that very pitch that you were probably given at some point.
Exactly.
Right? That's full circle.
Thousands of times over the summer. So yeah, I think just the ability to get involved and meet other people. And I have so many friends, so many amazing friends outside of rowing too, that cheer me on and root me on, that I maybe complain to when my back hurts or when my legs are sore. But it's great to have a big support system and a big group outside of the team as well.
And Jennie, I know you're involved in faith groups on campus. What role did the Jesuit mission play in your wanting to come here?
Yeah, I mean, before or when I committed to BC, I knew BC was a Jesuit Catholic school. I didn't know what Jesuit meant. I just remember my dad being like, okay, we're sending her off to the Jesuits for Jesuit education.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever that means. But I think coming here and realizing, like, I think my favorite part of the Jesuit mission is like this idea of cura personalis and care for the whole person. And I think that's really rooted in like what I was talking about in terms of, you know, we're student athletes, we're going to practice every morning, working our butts off, and then we're going to class and learning a lot, but we're also being taken care of as people too, and able to get involved in other things and able to take classes outside of our major, able to explore spirituality and our faith if we choose to do so. And so I thought that was like a really special part about BC.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of ways to kind of step outside your comfort zone and grow a lot as a person and not just as a student, not just as an athlete.
And how great that athletes have these avenues to be able to do that, right? And with that being said, you guys do spend a lot of time together. I mean, long days, long mornings, right? So I imagine you know each other. I know you know each other pretty well. I'm going to shout out Annabelle Hasselbeck again because this is her question, but we asked it to most everyone that's been here before for each other. What's in the other's starter pack? What's something that Lauren always has with her, or Lauren, what's something that Jennie always says? Oh. If you had to think of a couple things.
Oh.
Not to put you on the spot. But
No, that's a good question. What do you always have with you? I'm always. I don't know if this counts as an answer, but
you can answer for yourself. Yeah. Like.
Well, for Lauren Schramm over here, I'm always so shocked at the fact that she always has rings on when she like. Do you have rings on right now? Yeah, you always have those rings on.
Oh, is that like you do take all the stuff? Do you keep them on when you?
Yeah, I
you
wrote
clearly
rings
keep them
on.
on.
And I've asked you about this so many times. Like we
Yeah.
were pair partners this past fall, meaning we like sat right in front and behind each other in the boat. And I would always turn around and be like, Schramm, like, do your fingers hurt? Because we're gripping the oar, like we're erging, whatever. I could never wear rings when I row. I don't know how she does it, but like I feel like that's like quintessential Lauren Schramm to like always have her rings on.
The rings.
And you like don't take them off.
I
do
don't.
You?
I have never taken these rings off. Actually, so
So let's ask the $1 million question though. Does it hurt? Clearly it doesn't if you
no,
don't take them off.
it doesn't.
They're
I'm
numb.
really used to it, and like I've built like calluses underneath them, so like it's honestly I don't even feel them anymore. But they're like my lucky charm. So
And like they're not even there too.
Right?
No, I don't
Going
even feel
along,
them.
right?
Yeah,
I
but
guess not.
I guess for Jennie, this might sound like so stupid to say, but like your watch, your Whoop. I know you just switched over to Garmin, but like
I
you're
did.
such like you're
You
like
just
the,
switched to Garmin.
I did.
Yeah, she
I
did.
did.
Well, why was that?
Well, I loved my Whoop. I loved it so much. Like my friends know I would check that thing like every 20 minutes. I think
It is addictive.
So
It's
we used
got a lot of numbers on it.
right?
Yeah.
Do you have a Whoop?
I do.
Yeah.
I have a Whoop.
No, I love the Whoop. We used to have like a deal through athletics with Whoop where like freshman year I was able to get one for free and it was covered
Right down the road, right?
right?
Yep.
And it was covered through athletics, but we unfortunately stopped with that sponsorship, I think my sophomore year or junior year. But I still kept it because I loved it, but I had to pay the money.
Yeah.
So it's a little
like
bit
the rest of us, by
like
the way.
right. Which is fine, and I loved it so much. I paid for a year, and then my year subscription went up, and I was like, you know what, it might be time to switch over because Garmin's are actually really nice for
Garmin's are
rowing. They
great.
track meters. Like there's a lot of rowing specifics that Garmin's can do. So I did in fact switch over for Christmas this year. So we'll see how it works this spring once we're back
That's
on the
interesting.
water.
I didn't know they did rowing stats.
Yeah.
I've used a Garmin for running in the past, and
Okay.
it's just like, I'm assuming it's somewhat. I mean, obviously distances and stuff like that.
For sure.
Just would you find it's more useful when you're in like the rowing machine or even in the water?
Well, the Garmin tells
You
you,
have
your
one.
stroke rate. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just got a Garmin. She inspired me with the Whoop actually.
Very nice. So you're honestly influencing each other's
There we
starter
go.
packs. Look at that.
So I got the Whoop through BC Athletics, and I just didn't really. I don't know. Like I always forgot to charge it, and it was just a pain. So then I switched over to the Garmin this for Christmas, and I really like it because it'll tell you like your stroke rate, which is like really helpful, which a lot of watches don't do, and they have like a specific rowing setting on it. So like meter stroke per minute, stuff like that.
Splits.
Essentially, how fast you're going. For
Yeah.
those of the at home that don't know
Yes.
all the numbers and facts that we're going to learn over the course of this discussion.
Yes.
I feel like, and just going off my experience in track, I did track all throughout high school. I still run a lot, right? I feel like
Yeah.
they're very similar sports where you're doing something by yourself. but you're a sum of the parts, right? You only the boat only moves as far as the team does,
Correct.
right? So how do you balance maybe individual goals versus team success, and knowing that you're an integral part of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really interesting question, especially like us being in the winter right now and training indoors. And the winter time is very much individual. You know, you're focused on your own times, you're on the erg, the rowing machine, and you have your own splits, how fast you're going by yourself. You know, you're not in a boat collectively rowing together where you have collective splits as a whole crew. So I would say like the winter is a big time for us to really focus on ourselves and focus on our own speed and endurance and like getting faster just as us ourselves. But that translates once we get out on the water in terms of just like how well you're able to work with other girls and how well you're able to row with other girls. Because, you know, when you're on a rowing machine, like you could just crank as hard as you can. You don't have to worry about like how good you look or your technique or anything. Like you get those watts down, get those splits down, like you're good. Like you did well. But our coaches, I think, definitely pay attention to our technique a lot over the winter too, because that translates onto the water. And then like the whole truth comes out when you get in a boat again, and you see how you can actually move boats on the water, and that's when the team aspect of the sport really comes into play. So just because you're really fast on the erg doesn't mean you're necessarily fast on the water. And so it's all about like, you know, focusing on yourself in the winter, but then when you're in the boat, how well do you move with other girls and how well can you keep in time and work on your technique, put your blade in the water, get it out, and keep doing that over and over again. So I'm excited to get back into that.
Yeah. The big thing for me, especially for winter, it's very by yourself. Like, yeah, we're working out all together in the same room, but you're by yourself on the rowing machine. I use my teammates a lot. Like, I lean on them like a lot, especially through like hard workouts and stuff like that. And there's like these two girls on my team that I just sit next to every single day. It's like, it's our row. And we have a group chat, and like we like talk about it all the time, but like we lean on each other through it. So like we try to follow each other. Like even though like we're in like individual machines, like we go in sync together. We try to go together. We try to follow each other. We try to match each other's splits. So it's like, yeah, it's very individual in winter, but it's also so team oriented.
Right.
And it's like very friendly competition. So it's like you want to beat the girl next to you, but that's my best friend sitting next to me.
Right.
So it's like I love that type of aspect of the sport. It's like everyone does the same thing. We're all feeling the same pain, and like we all want to just like get off the erg and like cry because we're in so much pain, but like the girl next to me is doing the same thing, so like I'm gonna keep pushing for her when she I love.
All in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Right.
Iron sharpens
We're all
iron.
in the same boat.
I feel like you see once you get in the water, it sounds like who did their training over the winter, right? And you find out who actually put the time in and the effort. What's that adjustment like going? You kind of touched on it, Jenny, but just going from the ergs and then finally getting back in the boat and doing your thing.
It's like luxurious.
Yeah,
honestly.
I love it.
It's like I remember it's like last year and this year probably too, the first time we'll be in a boat again is in Clemson. And I remember last year like getting in the boat for the first time and touching the oar again for the first time since like November and being like, like it's so it's such a relieving feeling. And I think it takes like maybe a couple minutes to get acclimated back into like rowing with an oar, but I think like it's such a muscle memory thing for us that we just get it back really fast. At least hopefully that'll be the case again this year.
Of course, right? Of course.
But I would say
all that
like
training.
right, I would say like it's like a lot of girls anticipate and are very anxious to be back on the water. And so it's a very exciting thing. And obviously like it'll definitely get more competitive as we get into the season more and start to do selection with boats and what boats girls are actually going to be in for competition, which can be kind of a stressful process. But I also think something we try to emphasize and we've been emphasizing for the past couple years is like, it doesn't matter what boat you're in, like every boat is important and every girl on the team is important. And we all have a role to play in terms of our collective speed as a team. And so I think that's always something that we try to like hound in and make sure girls realize, because it can be a lot to go from one boat to another and move up, move down, and figure out where you're going to be on the team. But as long as we have that collective spirit, like one of our mottos this year is win together. So like if one boat wins and the other boats maybe don't get first or second place, it doesn't matter because we all contributed to that first boat winning because we all push each other. So I think like it's an exciting time to get back on the water. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. The one thing that your hands just get completely
True.
destroyed,
I
especially
can imagine.
being inside for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then like your hands like are completely ripped up. It's the worst. But
I already
after
have a
that,
blister
I'm
from-
super excited.
No kidding, from the erg.
Yeah, this is like
Wow.
from last week. I
Yeah.
don't even know how
can't
that
even
happened.
Imagine.
Like it was so bad. Like high school, like there's sometimes I couldn't even wash my own hair. I can't
Wow.
put them in like water.
because your hands hurt so bad.
Yeah, they're
that-
just like completely
Sting,
blistered.
blistery.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And so once you get back on the boat, you mentioned that process of kind of selecting who goes where for competitions. What are some of the challenges that you mentioned of that process?
I mean, I guess like it all kind of does come down to like winter training and like who's succeeding, who's like I just like relatively raw speed on the erg, but also we do a lot of seat racing. If you don't know what
Could
that
you explain a
is.
little bit more about
seat
what that
racing
is?
Yes.
So fun.
You guys feel like professors in here?
A little bit. I know rowing is like
Professor Cap, right?
nobody. It's fun to always teach people about rowing.
Such
'cause-
such a knowledge. I mean, for as much as it feels like, and I'm sorry to go
Wait,
on a
no,
side
you're
tangent
good.
here, but for me, as much as it's like seems self-explanatory, right? Just row as fast as you can.
Right.
There's so much strategy. There's so much intricacy to it, and the nuance. It really makes it like really fun to watch. like,
Right.
when you get to the
I
competition.
know people are like, are there shoes? Like, do you bring your shoes in the boat? Like, nope, we got shoes in the
I was
boat.
gonna say you don't go in that boat barefoot, do you?
No,
With
keep
socks on.
keep your
Goodness.
socks on.
Yes.
Put your
Nothing
feet in the
else.
boat. Yeah, it's always fun to explain to people. But
I
continue.
guess seat racing is basically you find out if you make the boat slower or faster, you individual as a person. So we do pieces on the water. So let's say it's 1,000 meters, it's like a dual race with 2 boats, right? And you get switched with one person. You and this one person get switched. So I get switched, let's say, into the slower boat, and this person gets switched into the faster boat, and then we could do it again. So if, let's say, I made the boat that I got switched into faster, then I win my seat race. But let's say the girl makes the
Oh.
other boat slower, then she loses. And it's based off time.
Like trial and error.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, will there ever be an instance where maybe a girl that was in the faster boat that like maybe didn't fit there as well, but because there was someone in the so-called slower boat that fit better, would like how does that? I'm just from a coaching perspective, how does
Yeah.
that all work?
Yeah, so what will normally happen, normally we'll do like a couple trials of it, like it won't just be one time, just to make sure like numbers are accurate. But we'll have seat racing one day, we'll run a bunch of pieces in seat race, and then our coaches, like I think the other thing about our team is that we're very transparent in terms of like people's numbers and stats and everything like that, which I know for me in high school it was very like hush hush, like what did you get on your 2K, like how fast are you, oh I don't want to tell you, but I kind of appreciate the transparency that we have. So we have a whole Google sheet with everybody's like times and how we do, which
so
is
it's broad. It's in
Yeah.
broad.
it is.
daylight.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows.
but I think that's helpful because it like you know where you are on the team, you know your standing, and so the same goes with seat racing where at the end of the day, like our coaches will send an email and with the results, and so you'll see like what the results were that day, and hard feelings or not, like we try to make it like as much not hard feelings as possible, right? And like underscore that you will have other chances. But it's really just like a lot of communication, a lot of transparency, knowing where you are, knowing how you can get better, that type of a thing.
And I feel like that ties right into the mantra of win together. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
where you are, as
Yeah.
long as everyone's going to contribute, and the maybe finding the best boat for you to do that is
Right.
what's beneficial to everybody. How do you think that transparency? Because it sounds like polar opposites from where you guys started. Maybe keeping it on the down low to now having a Google sheet for it. How does that transparency help you on race day?
I don't know. Was your team transparent? Was Saugatuck? Like, how did they do that?
Yeah, we had a spreadsheet of
Okay.
everyone's 2Ks and stuff like that. But seat racing, it was posted to everyone. So
Okay.
like, I'm kind of used to that in high school. And coming down to race day, I think it just builds trust, like with the athletes in your boat and also like
Yeah.
your coaches. Like that like we seat raced every single person in that boat, and we all belong where we are. And it creates more of a trust between everyone, that like everyone in that boat is going to make the 2B go as fast as possible, the 1B as fast as possible, the 3B as fast as possible. Everyone belongs in that boat, and there's not one person questioning like where they are and why they're there.
Yep.
And everyone's hands hurt like hell, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
I feel like grit is on like over like the entire sport, right? You gotta want it. You gotta really want to and love rowing, right?
Yes.
What does a typical day in practice look like for someone that's never even stepped foot near a boat, right? That wouldn't even fathom doing what you guys do on a daily basis. 6 a.m. wake-ups to go on the freezing cold water. Walk me through that.
Yeah, so day in the life, basically, once we're back out on the water, we'll have a bus that leaves at 6:15 in the morning. And so a lot of girls will take the bus. It picks you up right in front of Doug Flutie. And so you'll either take the bus, or a lot of girls who live off campus or have cars, you'll drive. Drive to campus. Our practices start, I think, officially at 6:45. So you have a half hour to get there, put your stuff in the locker room, get ready. We have to bring the oars down to the dock. So each week a different class will be in charge of bringing all the sets of oars down. And then practice starts at 6:45, and we'll do like a little warm up, a little stretching, little jog. And then our coaches have like a big whiteboard with all of our like magnets with our names. And so they'll make the lineups for the day. Most days it's pretty consistent, especially once we're in season and you know generally what boat and what seat you are in. But it, always subject to change. So they'll put the lineups out for the day, and then you have your coxswain, which I don't know if people know what coxswains are, but they're the person who sits technically in the back of the boat, in the stern of the
I thought it was
boat.
in the front.
Well, it's technically the stern.
It's the front for us because we're
It's the
back.
front for you. Yes. 'Cause
So we're
you're-
rowing backwards.
We're going backwards while the coxswain is in
Right.
the
They're
front. Yes.
and they're looking that way.
Yes.
Right. So that's a little confusing. But they're the ones sitting there and they're steering, which is important, which people sometimes forget that coxswains steer. They don't just yell at us,
Yes.
but they also steer. So they have a thing with the rudder. So anyway, we get our coxswain and then put our stuff in like the coxswain bag. We'll bring the boat down, get on the water, and then be out on the water for like 2 hours with whatever we're doing that day. And practice will normally end around 9:30. And so that's kind of like a typical day at practice, depending on the weather. Some mornings it's beautiful and flat and pristine and gorgeous, and other mornings we're like freezing our butts off and
Like
it's wave.
today, if you went out,
Like
if it
today.
wasn't frozen over.
Right,
Oh, man.
exactly. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays we have hour lifts. So we lift from 10 to 11 in Conti Forum every Tuesday and Thursday.
And I'm honestly like hesitant to ask you what the hardest day of practice looks like because you've kind of just described it. Although it's every day, right? And that's day in day. I imagine those Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit more difficult. But so about the coxswain, I'll tell a little story here. My dad had a friend in college. He went to Syracuse. His friend is in the Syracuse Hall of Fame for being a coxswain. right?
Wow.
And my family thought this was funny because he's like small, right? And we thought, oh, well, you just like, what is the coxswain? He's just shouting and he's in his college's Hall of Fame, right? My brother is not so small anymore, but he used to be pretty small. My dad was like, well, maybe he could do that. And I'm like, Dad, it's probably pretty hard. You've just described that it's easier said than done. What
Yeah.
makes a good coxswain in your opinion?
Schramm, take it away.
Definitely their calls and how they, especially on race day and practice, they're like the mini coaches. Like pretend like your coach is walking you through your practice every day. And it's like, how can they help and make the boat feel better? Because there's a lot of days you'll get in the boat and it doesn't feel well. So what calls can they make to get everyone on the same page? How they can motivate you through 2K, through the Charles. If they're giving you landmarks, meters, where, like, it depends all on their calls. And also steering is a really big factor. And obviously we don't want to be hitting bridges and stuff like that. We also do want to go straight down the course in
Yep.
springs. So
Yes.
their steering does matter a lot. But for me, what makes a good coxswain is like their attitude and their calls and how they can get us through a practice and a piece and what they do to make the boat better, and not just like shouting at us and being like, go
Right.
faster. Like
Yep.
that doesn't really help.
Not just row, all the way down, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What does that communication look like between the coxswain and the coaches? Because in a way, they're an extension of the staff.
Correct. Yeah. So coxswains, like Schramm was talking about, it's a lot of practice management. So normally, like the coaches will be on their launches, so they're like speedboats that they drive beside us. And a lot of what we're doing are pieces, drills, whatever we're doing. They'll communicate with the coxswains, and it'll go through the coxswains to tell us what we're doing. So I would say like the coaches expect coxswains to be on it. And to understand, like, okay, are we doing pauses? Like, are we doing stuff on the square, meaning your blade is square for the whole stroke and not whatever. the logo. But anyway, it's all about just like how they're retaining information from the coaches and if they're like telling us the correct stuff to do, because it's very noticeable when we're not doing the correct drill or we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
And then we're being yelled at by the coach,
And
we're
we're-
being yelled at by the coxswain. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Because that communication is super important,
It is
right?
really
It's just, you're trying to row a boat on water faster than other people, and that is kind of like a well-oiled machine in a way, as we've touched on.
Yep.
Do you guys have any race day rituals you'll follow? Any superstitions that, or maybe every race day you need something like this?
I'm not a superstitious person. I don't know if you really are either.
I have like a Lucky Sports bra that I wear.
Okay, there you
but,
go.
like,
a lot of girls have that.
Not the rings.
And
the
are
rings,
kind of-
the rings never come off, but like I am a kind of a superstitious person, so like I'll listen to music and like I'll do my race day ritual. Like I'll wear my Lucky Sports bra and I'll listen to like the same music. I have like a playlist, but
Yeah.
everyone has like their own ritual, which is like kind of nice. So like as a team, we're not forced to do one thing.
Right.
Like everyone has their own thing, which is super fun. But the team
Yeah.
is really hype on race days. We all get really hype.
I was
Like,
gonna say, we've talked to field hockey, we've talked to men's, women's soccer. They've got some dance circles going on.
Yeah.
Any
Oh.
rowing dance circles? Or
Yeah, I mean, a
of
little
the
bit of
like?
that. I think another really important thing before race day is just making sure your boat, like you and the 9 girls that, or I guess 9 total, you and the 8 other girls that you're with are on the same page and ready to go. So we'll have like a warm up stretch routine. And then a lot of the times, we're kind of in a circle and like going over a race plan, making sure like what are the things we want to focus on this race. Usually one of the coaches will come and talk to us and give us like their last words of wisdom. And then, I think like that circle and that, moment of us all coming together before we launch and take the boat on the water, that's really important because that's sort of like, okay, time to lock in.
Right.
And that's the moment where, okay, we're all ready to go and get this done. So I would say that's really important to make sure like whatever boat I'm in, we have that moment and we have that time to come together and get ready to go out and race.
And you touched on it. You have a big team, 50 to 60 people, right?
Yeah.
Can be a lot to kind of win together with, right? And cohese with. What are some of the ways you guys will bond as a unit?
Yeah, we do a lot of team bonding activities. This past fall, I live off campus, so the team came over. We did pumpkin carving and like
Nice.
pizza, crazy dough pizza.
Any cool
obviously.
designs on the pumpkins?
We did have some, the pumpkin.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some of that. There were like rowing ones too.
There's rowing ones. Yeah, there was. Do you like the TikTok with the tongue out?
I don't have to. I've never had.
Well,
TikTok,
isn't
so
that
I
the
don't
pumpkin
really know, but-
meme?
Oh,
It could
maybe.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That one
there
was
was
funny.
there was fun ones. There's one of like our coach, like Dave. Somebody carved Dave into a pumpkin.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So
That was
like
crazy.
everyone, and we have like families in our team.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're so big, the captains break us down into families. So I was the Red family. Shout out Red family. And we all break down into our families and we compete. And so like who wins? We just eat pizza. We have
Nice.
really fun times.
Just games. And
Yeah.
Jenny, who's your family? You want to shout them out?
Pink family.
Nice.
Let's
All
go.
color coded.
Yeah,
I
it's
love my
color-coded.
pink
Color
family.
Wars. Like,
Yep.
you have Color Wars in high school? Like
Yes.
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
Color Wars BC Rowing Edition.
Yes.
This is what
Yes.
we've got.
Exactly. So we love our families. That's also a great way because, like Schramm was saying, and like we're talking about, our team is so big. It's a great way to break us up, and you have a group of upperclassmen, underclassmen, a lot of age ranges. You're able to come together. We also did like a baking thing where each family like got together and made like a baked good for around Thanksgiving time, and then we had like a little potluck situation after
Okay,
practice
well,
one
now
day.
I gotta ask, what did we bake?
Snickerdoodle cookies. It was
Yes.
really professionally done. They were
We did-
prepackaged.
We did pumpkin chocolate chip
On
muffins.
the theme of pumpkins, I like it over here.
Yes, it was
Those
near
are
like
good.
Thanksgiving, so we're like,
Who
why
won?
not? I
Is
don't
it
know.
a
was there a
competition or is it like
Someone made a Red Bull pie.
what?
Molly, didn't she make it? Yeah, you probably
Red-
didn't even
I
try
didn't
it.
Red
even
Bull
try
pie?
it.
Yeah, like I think that's a thing where you have like your pie crust and you put
And you
Red
just
Bull.
pour Red Bull?
Red Bull
Oh.
and like maybe like I don't know some flour or sugar or something too, and you bake it.
Well, I would need a
Interesting.
Red Bull pie if I got up every morning
Right?
like you guys
Yeah.
did, right? Like, oof, wow.
Yeah.
That's-
I don't
I've
know if
never
I was a
heard that
big fan.
before, but
Yeah.
oh, did you try it?
I tried it. No, I didn't really like it, but our coach really liked it. I think Grace liked it a lot, and I was like, all right, valid. So that was funny.
looking back on your BC experience, Jenny, we're seniors. Lauren, you're a junior. Got one more year. Do you have a favorite memory? I will start with rowing, and then as a BC student.
Man. I guess like I'll just shout out the team for something really special that they did for me my sophomore year. So context is my freshman year. Well, my dad was always like a huge fan of the team, and he was so excited for me to come to BC and to row. And you could say a lot of parents on the team are like BC rowing's #1 fan. My dad, like, he's hooting and hollering and like whistling. Like he was probably like up there in terms of top BC rowing fans. He unfortunately passed away in my freshman year, spring of my freshman year, which was definitely a tough time. But I would say like the way I was able to get through that was the team. And I know you weren't here yet. But our team was so supportive, like coaches so supportive, upperclassmen at the time so supportive, and kind of pushed me through to like finish off the year and still compete in ACCs and get through that year. And then what ended up happening is my sophomore year, a year after he passed, we had a race on that day, and the whole team surprised me and sort of dedicated this race to my dad in honor of my dad, which was so special. And I know like he would have loved that and felt so honored about that. And a couple girls on the team, they made these bracelets that we all wore that day. And so it has my dad's initials on it. Incredible. And then it says, "Those we love don't go away. They row beside us each day."
That's great.
So we all wore those for that race, and like a couple of girls on the team, we still wear it. We call it our drip. Like Lauren Bauer, another one of the captains, we both wear these every day.
That's wonderful.
So I think that really goes to show like how our team is and how we really are, like another BC motto being men and women for others in this like stance, women for others, and how like we're just all supportive of one another and willing to lift each other up in times that aren't so great. And so that was a really special memory.
It's just great to hear that your team helped you through that moment. Unfathomable, right? It's just great, and great to see that it's become something, right? It's become drip, right? And it's just beautiful that your team has your back in that moment. What a great memory.
For sure.
Lauren?
I would say Charles weekend is always my favorite memory, especially this Charles weekend was really special. My parents both came up, all the parents come up. We do like a big like tailgate, I guess, at our boathouse with like everyone after like they race. We have food and we all like chill out and all the parents are there. It's just super nice. And then we all walk the course together. So I think that's one of my favorite memories with the team and like parents and everyone being there for each other. Yeah, and it's just like super nice. It's our home course, so we get to show people like BC and like where we row and stuff like that.
And usually you get a nice day for that, right?
Well,
Yeah.
This year was beautiful.
Yep.
My freshman year,
my sophomore
hailing.
year, it was bad.
freezing.
We were soaking wet. It was so bad.
Add insult to injury. You're already out there on
Yeah.
the water. Man,
It was-
like no mercy.
It was
Yeah.
awful, and like you wait in line for like 45 minutes, so we're just sitting there like drenched, hailing, freezing. And I'm like, oh my god.
And then we have to row for 16 minutes straight,
yeah.
as
fun.
fast as possible. So
This is their
it's a good
idea of
time.
fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just
Yeah.
remarkable, like we talked about. Lauren, I'll direct this at you first, and then Jenny, I'd love to give you a chance to respond as well as a captain. But what does the leadership group look like on this team?
Yeah, so obviously we have our captains and they're awesome, but as an upperclassman, I feel like the upperclassmen do a really, really good job, especially my grade, of making sure the freshmen and the sophomores are supported. I'm also a part of SAC this year, so that's a great way that I can show my leadership on the team with another girl on our team.
Very nice.
And like just like being able to be that person for underclassmen or even girls my grade to come to me before they go to a captain and like a coach. I'm like another like a leadership role they can go to and they get advice before they go to a captain, which is like I think is nice to have. And just like have freshmen calling you if they need any help, a sophomore like with classes, social, rowing, literally anything. I think the junior class did a really good job at stepping up. Like the juniors, I live with another girl on my team. We had the freshmen over for cookies, like when they first got here and stuff like that. I made sure they were okay. So like, I think everyone has such a like an important role in the team with leadership. And then our captains are amazing. Like Jennie, Lauren, and Aaron just do a great job. And like, they're also a good bridge between like the coaches. Like they're very trustworthy. So you can go to them and like know that they have like good communication and like, they have good advice.
Yeah, I would say like I'm really proud of your guys' class this year. I would say the junior class is always like a pivotal grade on a team because, you know, as a freshman, sometimes it's hard to go up to the big scary seniors and ask them for help with things. But, you know, you can go to like a sophomore or a junior, and especially juniors who live off campus and have kitchens, like able to host, you know, cookie baking parties, whatever you did. So that was really good. But yeah, I think like as a captain, it's really important to make sure girls feel welcome and supported on the team. And as we've talked about, like our team is so big, you're not going to be friends with everyone. Right. You're not going to be super close with every single person. That's impossible. But what we can do is make sure that girls feel like they have someone that they can talk to. They have someone they can go to if they need help. I remember coming in as a freshman and feeling so like grateful and blessed that I had this like automatic group of juniors and seniors and upperclassmen that I could go to and ask for help with classes or advice about just being a BC student, because it's a hard adjustment transitioning to college. And so I think for me as a captain this year, like trying to make sure that the freshmen felt like they belong here. You know, imposter syndrome is such a big thing too.
Like not even just athletes, right?
Yeah.
College students get that when they go to school. So it's how great that the captains and the upperclassmen can be that leadership unit, right? Because you mentioned it. It's a huge team, but you might end up being in a boat with one of those girls one day, right? And then you want to be like, you want to have synergy, right? You want to be together as you're rowing across the water. So what a great support system you guys have for such a big team. Let's get into some fun questions, shall we?
Okay.
The dining hall on campus. Do you have a favorite?
I like the Rat.
Ooh,
Their
we have
bagels
not
are
had that
so
said
good.
Before.
Really?
Actually, no. Yes, we have.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's popular.
it's a seldom said answer. I feel like it's underrated.
Yeah, sophomore, freshman year, I always went there because I live on campus, obviously. Late night was like my favorite thing, like their chicken tenders and stuff like that. But their bagels are so good because they're warm. And like I like, okay, make fun of me, but strawberry cream cheese is my favorite cream cheese.
I didn't even know that it was a thing.
It's a thing.
That's great. Although as a New Yorker, and I'm sure you guys as tri-state area people know, I've sworn off bagels in Massachusetts. That's no offense to any Massachusetts residents, but I just don't think that anything will be as good as although the bagel at the Rat.
It's just warm.
Apparently
it's really good.
It's just warm.
You can't get New York bagels around here.
Because like the bagels in Lower are just cold, and so like when I go to like the Rat, it's like warm for me right now.
They're like little like toasted too, right?
Yeah, like it's just like perfect. So that's my favorite.
And don't be surprised if you guys watch this back and I've got like 45 Bostoners in the channel. It's like, oh, I use this our bagels. Like New York rules in that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't go out for bagels here because I can't get a good one. So.
But you can at the Rat.
At the Rat.
Right.
At the Rat. Jennie, your favorite dining hall?
I haven't been in like being a senior and like I don't go too much anymore, but I will say when I do want to eat on campus, like Hillside, you can never go wrong with Hillside.
Are you like the late night, like because they have the new chicken thing there, right?
Love the chicken.
Okay.
I got that a lot sophomore year. That was definitely a go-to for me. It's different because it's not like an official dining hall on campus, so you got to use like your different money for that, but it's worth it. I really love lunch at Hillside. I think the sandwiches are awesome, like the Screaming Eagle panini, to die for. Also the pesto chicken salad sandwich with bacon, and I get it on the cranberry bread. Very, very niche, but like
fruit items, and I like that.
Yeah,
strawberry cream cheese and cranberry bread,
right? And the frips, like the chips that they do, so good. I love Hillside.
10 out of 10 all around.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite day at BC? It could be Marathon Monday. It could be that snow day we had a couple weeks ago. Favorite? It could be in the past or maybe just on the BC calendar.
I love Marathon Monday. I'm not gonna lie, it's just
Who
super
doesn't?
fun.
I love Marathon Monday.
It's like a basic answer, but it's just super fun. Like you're with your friends and like everyone's getting up early together, and like, especially as like a freshman, I remember like waking up on upper and like not knowing what to expect. And I walk outside and it's like the entire freshman class, like my class, like walking down the stairs, and I was like, wow, like everyone's up this early. Like usually it's just me walking there, but like it's super fun. Like I love it, and it's just a fun day. And I like watching the runners and like run by. It's like really inspiring. So I like that.
Yeah. Love Marathon Monday. I would also have to say like football game days are the best. It's always the best. So what normally ends up happening is we have practice in the morning on like a Saturday of a game day. And the best game days are the ones where it's not a noon game, because then like we get back too
Practice,
late.
tailgate, right?
Right, exactly. So we
you
like
go.
the 3:00 games are like beautiful. Love those, because then you get back from practice, get ready, tailgate, like hang out with friends, hang out with the team. Like the energy at practice on football game days is so awesome. We're like game day.
Yeah, like screaming as like we're rowing back, like game day, baby.
Yeah,
like,
we're always so excited, and then obviously like being at the game and tailgating with friends, like it's just quintessential BC.
Like I'm picturing like a late October, early November. It's
yeah.
kind of cold, but
Yeah.
you guys obviously undeterred by that, right? And
Nope.
then we just 3:00 to 4:00, sun's starting to set, and it's great, right?
So
With-
good,
with
I'm so
all your
sad.
closest. I know. It's our
I
last
know.
one is come and gone. Do you have a spot on campus that you frequent?
I love the res. Like, I feel like that's like one of our hidden gems when people come to BC and visit. Like, nobody really realizes that the res is there. And so we always talk about it like on tours and panels, like what's a hidden gem on campus.
Oh.
Everyone loves going on res
I'm gonna
walks,
add
right?
that question to the next podcast. What's your hidden gem? at
Right?
BC? Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
So everybody loves the res. I think it's nice, like an afternoon stroll with roommates, or like being here over the summer, especially. I would get up and run around the res every morning with the sunrise and seeing the skyline of the city. It's just a great way. It's a great spot near BC, or I guess maybe on BC's campus, where you can really like be one with nature. Because
Yeah.
I'm a big nature person
You'd
too.
think that a 1.5 mile long pond or reservoir would be easy to spot, but somehow you're right that not a lot of
Right.
people use it as for that purpose.
Right.
I would say like the benches in front of St. Mary's Hall. I always
St. Mary. Oh, like that those
Yeah.
little, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them
Uh-huh.
or 6 of them.
It's like a little courtyard,
It's
right?
a little
Yep.
courtyard. I like never see people sitting there, and
I
I
never see people sitting there.
and
Yeah.
I'm always sitting there.
And it's right
like,
by Gaston too. You
yeah.
have like the whole view.
Yeah,
Oh,
when it's
wow.
cold and snowy, you can't sit there. But like September, October, November, like prime spot to sit.
I feel bad. I don't want to give away any of your spots. I always feel bad asking that question.
No,
You're
no.
going to see a ton of people at St. Mary's now. That
I guess so. We'll see. That'll be our experiment.
Yeah.
See if
Let's
we
go
see more
Well,
people
next
there
time
now.
you go, let me know if there's a ton
Yeah.
of people there. 'cause
It's
of
feel
this.
like packed, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who has the best aux on the team?
Lucy Fortner.
Wow, that
Lucy
was quick.
Fortner.
Yeah,
I
100%.
yeah, she's been into the aux lately. I will say like it fluctuates. Like I think in the past we've had rowers do, like I remember I auxed a little bit last year. I feel like I had like people liked my
No,
aux.
you did. You're more throwback, and Lucy's more house music. and
Yeah.
when working out. Our team is straight house music.
Just
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yes.
And so Lucy's a coxswain, so it's helpful like to have coxswains be on aux during the winter, because it's hard. Like I remember last year, like being like, okay, what should I cue next? Like while
you're
I'm
trying.
while I'm like rowing, or like in the middle of a piece, or in between.
Yeah.
So Lucy's been doing a good job this year.
All right, good to know. If you hear house music blaring from the ergs in the, and
Yep.
where it's in the alumni like row, right, where you have all the rowing machines in there. Because I walk by there sometimes and I see all of them.
Yeah, it's like and we call it
I know
our
it's a
erg
horrible
hallway.
description of where that is. But
It's our erg hallway, so it's the 4th floor of Conti/alumni.
Yeah.
And so we bring all the ergs up there, and we have to like decorate it and make it look fun, so it's not like a dungeon.
nice.
But
So
it's
you're not
it's
locked in a concourse in a stadium, or
Right.
2 stadiums technically.
Yes.
right, exactly.
Yes. We make it fun. We have like memes on the wall. We do
Oh.
like a meme competition, so people make memes of each other on the team, and then like we vote which one's the best. But like,
Yeah.
and then we have like sticky notes, and we do this thing after practice every week, and it's like 2 sticky notes. You have to write one thing you're proud about for yourself, and then one person on the team that you're proud of, or like something that stood out to you. And so it's really nice that people stick
That's
on
great.
the wall, so you can see your name up there, and someone wrote you a little note.
Yeah.
So-
Very, very heartening. Because I thought when you said post-it notes, you were like sticking them on people's backs.
No,
And, like with the meme.
They would not
with
stick with
theme,
the
right?
sweat.
No,
They
no,
would come right
falling
off.
off immediately as you go back, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite BC sport to watch that isn't your own?
Ooh. I mean, I said football, but you know what other sport I love watching is volleyball.
Same. I was going to say
rocks,
volleyball.
right?
Yeah.
How great is volleyball?
It's
Yeah.
so, and I played volleyball one year, my freshman year of high school, and so I stopped doing it because then I focused more on rowing. But it's such a fun sport to
It
watch.
is.
And last year we had a couple seniors on the team who lived with volleyball players, like Julia Haggerty, Cornelia. Like, so I remember we went to a lot of their games last year. It's fun to watch, and actually, funny stories. We had the volleyball team come to our boathouse over the summer, and our coaches taught them how to row.
And then you guys played volleyball.
And we're doing that next week, next Friday. So
amazing.
we're going to
excited.
We
the
got to get a camera there. See that?
Yeah.
I want to see the rowers play volleyball. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And we do have a couple girls on our team who actually legit played volleyball in high
so you
school.
got- yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see if we're good or not.
You got to let me know who was better at the other sport.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it volleyball better at rowing? Or if you have some volleyball people, I imagine you guys might win that. But
Yeah, we'll see. But that'll be fun.
what's a phrase your coach always says?
Be
you
where
had to
your
pick-
feet are.
Be where your feet
Yeah.
are. That's a
Yes.
good one.
That's a common one.
Don't wait. That's a good one.
Yes.
So that means we always we say this all the time when we're on the erg, like when we're doing a piece on the erg, if we're rowing like 1,000 meters as fast as possible, or doing our 2K this morning as fast as possible. She loves to come up behind us and tell us, "Don't wait, like don't hold back,
Yeah.
like
Go for
just
it.
go for it, right?" And
Yep.
so that is always said a lot, and so we kind of like to make fun of Grace for that sometimes.
yeah, we make fun of her a lot of her sayings.
We
like,
do.
Be where your feet are. Like sometimes like we'll like throw that back at her and be like, Grace, be where your feet are. And she'll,
Right.
like, shut up.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. I mean, I would imagine they'd be like, "Hey, you're listening to what I'm saying, right?"
Yeah.
And I say
True.
it so
It's all-
much that
it's
it's kind
all-
of just drilled into your head.
We know it's all good stuff to say.
It is.
My favorite thing is like you can do hard things. So I say that a lot.
Yeah, that's a big one that she
Yeah.
says.
There
You
you
can
go.
do hard things.
Work hard, be kind.
Yeah.
Coach sounds like a great motivator, and I feel like you have to be in
Oh my
your
gosh,
sport,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, a lot of yelling.
And
Yeah.
as we wrap up here, guys, what are each of your maybe individual goals and then team goals for this season?
I think for me, being a senior, like just enjoying this last season. I feel like during my time on the team, like it's really easy to get anxious or stressed out about where you are or how fast you are or what your times are. And I'm really proud of how I've done the past couple years, and I feel like I've made a lot of improvements. But I think instead of like going into it with like that stressed, anxious mindset, like just trying to enjoy it. Because it is my last season, and like I said, I'm very proud of like how far I've come, how far the team has come. I think we have great culture this year. Like we had a really great fall season, and so I'm excited to see what we do in the spring. But for me, just like enjoying it, and for the team, I guess like keep up with the strides that we've been making in the fall in terms of our culture, like showing up and doing what you got to do to be as fast as possible. Like we've made a lot of strides, so continuing that this spring.
Yeah, I would say like, especially being upperclassmen, I'm kind of realizing how fast this does go by. So one of my goals, like, continue being the person that someone they can go to on the team, even though I'm not in a leadership position. So like being there
You
for
are.
the, well, yeah,
You're a
yeah,
leader.
I am, but like I got officially named one, so like I can be there for the sophomores and the freshmen, but also like pushing myself to a point where like I can handle my injury, but also like succeed as a rower and like an athlete and a student.
A lot of winning together, hopefully
Yes,
on time,
yes.
right? This is a fun season for you guys. Got a couple cool trips coming up. Clemson down the road. Obviously, the trip to England in the summer. That's going to
Very
be really,
exciting.
really
Yep.
fun. This
Yep.
was great. Thank you so much for coming by. Best of luck
Yeah.
to you
Of
both.
course, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do